The other thing that I thought we'd talk about, this one's kind of come up just here lately when I've been trying to get into some different collecting, is the problems that are coming up with trying to collect things, and how you feel about collecting. Because I've been looking at adding some cards to my Pokemon collection, also video game collection and stuff. And I noticed that there's, especially in the video game market, there's starting to be a lot of scalping and stuff going on. And Pokemon is kind of following that way too with this 20th anniversary stuff. You can't pick it up when it comes out, and it instantly makes its way onto eBay or somewhere else to be sold for a higher price.
Well, if money can be made from it, people will find a way.
No, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with capitalism. No problem with that. I mean, I made my living doing that. But it just seems like it's so hard to collect anything anymore. Like the people who really want to collect it have no shot at it.
Unless they pay exorbitant amounts of money. Same in EX.
Right. Well, Shaman's not really like that one's not that somebody's scalping. It's just that good.
It's that good of a playable card that it jacks up the value.
Yeah, I mean, you can find that card, but like, I really wanted to get that Mew plush that came out. They sent 2 to every GameStop, and if you're lucky, you could have got one. But
you can order them online as of today.
You can get them as of today?
It was posted earlier today in Burbank that GameStop put it up online. I don't know if it's gone now.
Probably is. Because I'm kind of pissed at GameStop anyway. I really wanted that the new Fire Emblem game, and you can't. You can't get the special edition of it either.
Yeah, the third game if you pre-order the other 2 or something like that.
Yeah, well, you get like a special edition box set and all that with it. And apparently, it sold out as soon as Nintendo announced it, and they've been showing up on eBay. The game ain't even come out yet. They're on eBay already for $250, $300.
Yeah, I hear the Pokemon Red and Blue 3DS had the same issue, which is a shame because I actually was looking into getting one.
Yeah. So I guess it's I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kind of upset about it, I guess, because I feel like fans really can't get what they want. Like, I'd be fine with it if, there were a bunch of the Mews that came out at one time and, they sold out that way or something, and I just missed out on it. But I feel like a lot of them, were backroom deals at GameStop where employees picked them up and resold them.
Yeah, that's against policy, and I know people will risk getting fired to do it, but let's put it this way, at least at the GameStop I worked at, not enough people cared about it for it to matter that, Amiibos would still sit. I tie Amiibos into this because that's kind of one of the things I collected for a while.
Yeah.
I can't say I gave up on it. It's just they stopped selling ones I wanted.
Yeah.
But
and the Pokemon ones are essentially the hardest ones to find of those too.
Yeah. And Mewtwo, actually, I'll point out another one. On Black Friday, GameStop got a bunch of shipments for Amiibos before that. I went into my local GameStop, the one I go to buy things from, last week, and Ike from Black Friday was still there. 2 months later. And Ike is supposedly, $20, $25 on eBay. It's being scalped for more than retail, obviously.
Right.
And yet they're still sitting at stores. I think it comes down to how decisions like that are typically made on a per store basis is depending on the supply and demand, the existing supply and demand. Obviously, the GameStop near where you live wouldn't get as many copies in of something like Fire Emblem because not as many people from that area buy them.
Right, which is kind of surprising though too that, I played Fire Emblem forever and I've never known anybody in this area that played it. So,
well, Smash Bros is basically what made Fire Emblem popular with the West.
Could be, yeah. I would agree with that.
If not for Smash Bros, Fire Emblem probably never would have even been translated.
Oh, it was out way before that?
I mean, the popularity of Advance Wars also helped out a lot too.
Yeah,
It made
Wars was
Nintendo
fun.
realize, hey, people want games like this, rather than it just being a niche thing.
I can agree with that. Do you think that Nintendo's exclusivity thing that they seem to be going for, though, is it kind of hurts like normal fans, or you know what I'm saying? Like they seem to want to keep all their stuff like really limited. And
Well, the thing with limitedness, also tying into something that I used to collect more rapidly, sneakers. If you make something limited, people will want it. If you market it and say, hey, this is limited, people will want it. It will drive up the demand,
yeah,
therefore making them sell out quicker or making them be sold for a higher amount so people can make profits.
yeah,
But Nike especially has this problem with their Jordan retros. You know, they sell out of the first wave, quote unquote, of the retros, and then, you know, 6 months later, Nike somehow finds extra stock and restocks and puts them online. So I think Nintendo might kind of be trying to take that approach as well, to drum up hype and interest to make more money.
yeah. That's it's actually a claim that I made against them too, with especially with Amiibo.
Oh, Amiibo, it was awful.
That they wanted to make them exclusive so that they were quote unquote the coolest thing ever, and that way people would have interest in them that probably wouldn't have bought them anyway.
Hey, Amiibos are pretty darn cool.
I think they are nice. I enjoy them, but from a marketing standpoint, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I can't fault them for that. It's good marketing.
But does it hurt the common fan?
Absolutely.
You know, so I think that can be a problem too. Like you look at, like Apple kind of does the same thing. They don't go with exclusivity. They go with being the premium product. So price is the barrier.
I don't think I'm the best person to complain about Apple products.
I'm not. I like they're one of the companies that I like that do that.
Filmed from my iPad.
That's right.
I had to wait a month to get my iPhone 5S back when they first came out. I had to wait a month.
Well, I actually have a friend. It's the same one I was telling you about. Whenever the new iPhone comes out, he's always there to get his the first day they come out. And what he does is he buys the biggest one that they have, and that way when he resells his old one, he gets pretty close to almost a third of the price back for what his new one costs. So he's just out a couple $100, and he never buys it on contract because he still has an unlimited plan with AT&T that he always had.
Yep, I've got the same. Well, I had the same plan. My parents changed it recently, but anyways,
since we're still on collecting, the other thing that I was looking at, and this one specifically was when I was trying to pick up some more retro games, that people were obsessing over, in the box and things like that. And I wonder at what point does collecting become from just something that you're doing for the enjoyment of wanting to collect pieces to being like an obsession or an unhealthy thing?
I started and stopped collecting Funko Pop vinyl figures. And this came in the mail yesterday from England. I'll tell the story behind that later. But I mean, back when I collected Pops more vigorously, it was about the chase. It was about the thrill of finding it. You keep them in the box to preserve future value. You protect the box so the future collector will pay the premium price for it. Is it unhealthy? Absolutely. I mean, most of the thrill.
Are you past the point of collecting though when you're thinking about resellability? Do you think you've moved past, that I'm collecting this for myself, and you're looking at it from a different angle now? When you're thinking about how much I can make off this in the future?
Well, I feel like at some point there's a lot of things that people will collect that become a fad. Like a lot of people fear the thing they collect is going to be the next Beanie Babies.
Oh God.
The fear behind that drives people to do things like this, I feel like. And they want to, that way, if they're no longer interested, their value still isn't, rock bottom.
Right.
They can still try to make some of their money back and invest it in another endeavor.